Welcome back to MKE Gadgets. Today we're going to start a new project. I'm going to make a light for my lathe. Quite often people ask me, how do I come up with my ideas? Well, a lot of times it's out of necessity. I have a lathe, and when I stand in front of it, I cast a shadow on the workpiece. And these are parts I have purchased, a few of them, other ones I had laying around. So initially, I started out with a light bulb. And this is an LED bulb. And an old cord off of I don't know what I got. So this is how I started. So now I just have to connect the light bulb to the cord. So I got this light socket, and this is ceramic. Some lights I took apart a while ago. I saved it for I don't know what reason, but today is the day. So I got the light bulb and I got a socket. So now I need some kind of shade. So when I'm working, the light isn't in my eyes. So I looked around my scrap pile. So the next thing I had to find was some kind of shade or light deflector. And we got this from Christmas past, and this was a fruit basket. It's a nice tin box. And you could hang this upside down, but I thought it's kind of ugly. And then recently, we got this fruit basket, and this is a tin box. And this could be hung upside down and maybe painted silver. But I thought, nah, I still don't like it. I kept looking, and I come up with this air cleaner cover. And it's chrome, it's pretty shiny, it's nice and reflective. And I know a guy who works at a dealership, and whenever I stop and visit, he lets me pick through their pile of stuff, and I grabbed this. At that time, I had no idea what I was going to do with it. But I think this will make a perfect shade. Put down in the comments if you agree. Take the light in the socket, and now I got a shade. From here, I have to attach it to the wall. I got a piece of square aluminum tube, and that will get me to the wall. I purchased an electrical box with a cover, and these are outdoor watertight electrical boxes. And I like using these around the lathe because I figure, well, if it's watertight, it should keep out chips. Then I needed a switch with the appropriate voltage. This is a little toggle switch. So that will be mounted in the center of the cover. So now I have to transition this electrical box down the wall, and I want to make it adjustable. So I found this strip of Lexan I had from a past project, but I want to make it adjustable. I used a 1/2 inch ball end mill, and I milled this groove in there. So my hope is, with this groove and this 1/2 inch piece of aluminum, this will be somewhat adjustable. So this whole project, this is probably the most interesting piece. So let's go over to Bridgeport Mill, and I'll show you how I made this. So here we are at the Bridgeport Mill. I'm using a number 7 drill, and I'm drilling these holes 1 inch apart. I'm drilling one on each end. So first we got to drill a series of holes, then we're going to mill a slot, and then we're going to advance the piece of Lexan, and we're going to do it all the way down the length of the board. So we drill 6 holes at a time. With the holes drilled for 1/4 inch 20 bolts, now we're going to use a 1/2 inch 2-flute high-speed end mill, and we're going to do a groove an 1/8 of an inch down. These grooves are 1 inch apart in center. So with the last groove done in this series, I'll take out the Lexan, I'll advance it and keep doing this. I'll do that off camera. I'll pull off the paper, I'll tap these 1/4 holes, and I'll deburr it. So see you in a little while. So here we have the completed light, and I wanted to show you a couple of features before I take it back to the lathe. First off, all the grooves I put in the Lexan, now they're 1 inch apart, and I have a 1/2 inch rod here. By loosening these 2 bolts, 1 on each side, it loosens the rod, and then the rod can be adjusted up and down in all these grooves. So going around the perimeter of my shop, I have this French cleat, and it's a piece of wood cut on a 45-degree angle. This would be the wall, be facing out. I have a corresponding piece of French cleat on the light bracket. So now when I put this on the wall, I can slide it left or right and get the right distance from the wall and the right height. So let's go over to the lathe and look at that. Okay, let's turn the light on and see how it looks. Now the beautiful part of this whole project is this light is adjustable. On the top I have my French cleat, so I can slide it left to right, position it over to work. That's pretty good. I can move my arm in and out, and then you can rotate the shade. Put all these 1/4 holes in here for accessories. Well, let's look at that now. So this is my dispenser of abrasives. So this is one of the accessories I was talking about. Here I have those pieces of used abrasive paper. I have pieces of cardstock I wrap around the material so you don't get indentation from the jaws. So if I screw this on here, so with the rest of these holes, if there's anything I want to hang on here, some tooling or anything I can come up with, I have plenty of holes. With the new light off, and I'm standing in front of my lathe, I'm casting a shadow on the workpiece. And it's harder to read the gauges and the dials. Turn the light on, plenty of light. Now this project required some electrical work. If you're not comfortable doing electrical work, find a licensed electrician in your area. You don't want to get shocked or hurt, killed or worse. This is MKE Gadgets. Thanks for viewing. I hope you enjoyed this today. Please share it with your friends, and we'll see you tomorrow.